What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Dope Life Therapist Podcast. I'm your host, Blaze. I'm so happy that you're here because today I am joined by licensed clinical mental health counselor associate, father, author, dope artist, homeboy, colleague, Mr. Lamar Whidbee. What's going on, bro?
Not too much, brother. Not too much. Thank you for having me.
Man, it's always my pleasure to have you around, man. And when we get together, it's always some magic. And I've been talking about a big announcement for the past few episodes, and I mentioned it a little bit last week, but now since I got you up here, I think it's about time to let people know what it is that we're doing, right?
For sure.
So so on August the 24th of this year, Lamar and we are hosting a Black Father Summit at the Southeast Raleigh YMCA. And y'all, we are just so ready to daggone do this, man. We're so ready. We like when we started, like you remember when I first brought it up to you, man. What was like the first thing that went through your head when I say, hey man, let's do this Black Father Summit. What you think?
Shoot, it was cool because super excited because for one, it was you, and I already see like how you move and operate, right, with your own children. You know what I mean? And then doing your thing as a therapist and just as an overall man. So, and then I know what I want to do in life and the things I do. So it's like, dang, I get the opportunity to team up with you. Like, let's rock, and we get to help other people. So
Yes,
why
sir.
not?
Yes, sir. And that was my first thought too. I was like, okay, when I want to do this, I was like, I'm gonna get Lamar to help me out with this. You were the first person to come to my mind. And so soon as we got it, it's like we just started to work.
Jill. Yeah.
Yeah, all this stuff. We have so many ideas and so many things that we're trying to do and that we want to do and that we're excited about presenting. And we're finally making it happen. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you know,
That's the
we're
cool
finally
part though. The process is interesting to me.
talk about
I think because we understand, I ain't gonna say understand. I think therapy is an ongoing thing, right? Like the psyche. But this is putting things together and understanding other people and what the needs of a group of men would need, right?
it.
That has been pretty cool.
Yeah,
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 pretty cool.
yeah. It's one of those things where it's just like, I don't know about you. It's just I'm trying to. It's almost like we gotta try to figure out how we go condense everything that we want to put into like a day.
Yeah, because it's so much that can happen, right?
Right.
And but I think what we've done and you've been great at uh really putting boundaries on things and like constructing like making a lane for thoughts and ideas. Cause I'm like,
So, but I mean, but that's the thing,
um,
though, man. So, but you're good for me in that part where it's just like because of these ideas that you have, it's like you're getting me to think outside of the box and get to open up a whole lot more and just see what's going on, so we can actually plan this thing and make this thing the best event
for
ever.
sure. Yeah.
And that's one of the things is like we talked about like several times. We talk about how we have this balance. It's kind
Mhm.
of it's kind of like we balance each other out when it comes to
Yeah.
these things. And it's like you have so much strength in areas that I need, and at the same time it's just like you just say it's like, well, it's like I'm all out here, you kind of bring me back. And it's
Mhm.
just like, and the best part about it, it's no
If this
ego.
if this was like Cam and Mace or something, it'd be like pause.
No, no, no
Okay.
Diddy.
You're right, right. Dudes
So
talking about complimenting each other.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but that's the thing though, is it's like it's no ego in none of this.
Right.
Like it's no ego in this, and this which is I think a lot of people think ego would get in the way when you got two brothers who are very strong-willed and who are strong in their areas and they get together, you figure there'll be a lot of this, a lot of
Nah,
bumping.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
I, like you said, that ego. I think that's the part that that's not too hard to set aside. when you already know, like, well, for one, I mean, with anybody, like, put your ego away, like, at times, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But when you have somebody with great intentions, and you, like I said, you already seen how they operate, and
Mhm.
like, yo, we get to work together,
Mhm.
and the only way this works is if, like, your ideas are valid, like your thoughts and um just what you bring is all that is valid. So respect it and keep moving. And
Sir.
that work both ways. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it doesn't work if one has their ego in the way.
Right.
Yeah. It
So
doesn't work.
for our listeners and stuff who have difficulty, or who work with people who have difficulty putting their ego to the side, what do you say to them? Like, what do you say to them as far as how to make things work?
The person who is the person with the ego, or the person who is working with that person.
Let's start with the person who's working
Oh,
with
this
it.
is good. Dad,
Yeah.
we therapist for real. All right.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah,
go ahead, go
yeah.
ahead. I like it. I like it. I like it. You said the person who is working with the person.
Yep.
Yo, in a lot of ways though, in a lot of ways, that's if you're working with the person with the ego and you're rubbed for real, I think that's still the same thing. Right? Like, what is it to do the actual thought, or the deep dive into, like, why am I bothered by this? Or why am I
Mhm.
bothered by this person? Like, what is this trigger? I haven't really soul searched and figured myself out yet. So
Mhm.
now I'm rubbed and I don't understand why. And that part that's really agitated is like, that's the ego again. I'm
Yeah.
protecting myself. So I
Mhm.
have to put this guard up to yeah, protect myself
Mhm.
a person like that.
Mhm. 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 And that makes sense. I think like you said, we put this guard up, we put these shields up, we put, all this armor on just to be ready
Yeah,
for when they come through it. And then, you know, dealing with a person as a person who has the ego, I think that person has to learn that it's not about them.
exactly.
It's not about them individually because, it's going to take a whole lot of moves and pieces to make anything work like this.
For sure.
You Like, we can't sit here and say, "Oh, it's Lamar and I, we're just taking care of everything." No.
Heck no, man.
No, man.
It's like a watch.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we're
It's
we're
a watch
like
you get.
we're definitely like there are some days where I'm going to lean on Lamar. There are some days
Yeah,
where Lamar's going to lean on me. And then
yeah.
there's some days we like Bubba and Four is like, you lean up against me, I lean up against you. That way we don't got to sleep with our faces in the mud.
Right, 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 right,
You know,
right.
and that's what we do. And it's just like the stuff that I'm making. So like y'all, like I hate making phone calls and trying to get up with people and asking people for stuff. Lamar is
Bro, you
brilliant.
been killing it with these emails though, bro.
Like Lamar is brilliant at like I'll email the hell out of you real quick. It's like I'll be doing that cold pitch. Lamar be like, yo, hey, this is what we're trying to do. You got some time, you can meet up and all that kind of stuff.
Man,
So and it's working.
I that took time though.
Mhm.
Like, that's not I don't think I think some things are natural, and cut me off from long-winded, but I think some things are natural in a person, but they have to figure out how to use that thing, right? So it's like Kevin Durant having to learn how to play basketball. Like, homie, you you're athletic, or LeBron or something. You athletic, you can do the thing, but you have to learn it first. So anyway, with that, I'm saying early on, people in my art career, people like, I would say, uh, a guy by the name of Mike Williams, right? The Black on Black Project. So Mike is a dude, special dude. I mean, like, he's a dude is a force. Yeah, dude is a force. Like, you talk to people, you go in a restaurant, and he gonna get what he need. And
Right.
and he's gonna be polite about it, right? He's gonna go into a business meeting and he's gonna get what he needs, and he's gonna be polite about it. Might ruffle some feathers, but you have to respect it because this is how I'm coming, this is what I bring, and this is what it's gonna be, right? I'm gonna respect you, you're gonna respect me, and this is how we get this done.
Mhm.
So being involved with people like him, freaking Beverly McKeever,
Mhm.
shoot, recently, what's my man? Artist Beverly McKeever, who's like my mentor, and actually gonna see her later today, like dope lady. She changed the game in art. Um, Dr. Paul Baker over at Cam, like it's a lot of people who I see. Shoot, even looking at my own mother and my wife, like these people around me who are like, they just get it done. And they get it done in a respectable, in a way with, and still maintaining their morals. You know what I mean?
Right, right. I got you. I got you. And I think that's one of those things that, I used to be decent at that, you know. And then I think it was a point in my life where something like switched. And it's just like, you know what the reality is? I was that person for so long that could call people and that could get in front of a crowd and talk and speak and do nothing, do it like it was nothing. And I think, and I said it on a podcast, a few episodes back, where I did it because I wanted to be seen by certain people. And
Mm,
now that I'm older, I don't seek that same validation from those folks. So I don't like to do it. I can do it, but I don't feel like I have to do it as much, you know?
yeah,
And so, and that's
that's
why I
that's
think that's why I
wild.
like, I think that's why I like the behind the scenes stuff a little bit more. Like, you said that, me putting the website together and how quickly it came together,
Yeah,
I'm
you
more,
get busy.
yeah, so I'm more comfortable doing that. I don't, it's like I don't have to be, it's like I don't have to be in the spotlight.
Yeah,
I don't have to be in the front. I don't have to be point person. I
yeah.
can be Pippin. Heck, I could be Rodney. Or Steve
That's
Kerr or
the fun
Steve Kerr if
part,
I
though,
need to.
right?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I
'Cause-
can be a support player, and when need be, I can step up and I can be Jordan too. But it's like I think you and I talked about this
Hey,
before.
not to cut it off, but
Yeah.
for the hoopers, that in my mind that sounds like LeBron. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
but
Can do
but but
everything.
but the thing about it is like it's kind of like you and I have we kind of made that decision that our stuff we rotate in our roles.
For sure.
We rotate in what we do, and it's like it's either one of us can take the lead at any point.
Right. And I think that's the dope part, man. Whether that be even like in a marriage, in a whatever relationship, right? If you're gonna work with somebody, I think it's important to be able to work with people, not that you can only lead, but you can follow.
Exactly.
Right? Like
Exactly.
forget being a leader that can just like, oh, follow me, do as I say, and just like all that, I call all the shots. If you're telling these people what to do, and then like they're trusting you to do whatever. But you might have you talking about Jordan Pippen, like Jordan won't hot every game.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So if you're gonna roll with this person, you have to be able to understand, like, look,
Hmm.
I might not be hot, so I have to lean on this person,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? Knowing that we still gonna get to where we need to go in this situation.
Hmm.
And that going back to like that ego, like forget all that, man. Trust the person that you're with for real. That's what it is.
Exactly. There, no doubt, no doubt. And I think that's one of those things that it really helps. It really helps us. It's like we have this is a symbiotic real relationship that we can, if we come together, it's just like, all right,
I
we
hope
make
so. That
yeah,
sounds good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, is it symbiotic? Is it different one? I can't remember the words and stuff. Listen, y'all, I was telling Lamar before we got on here, it's like I'm so daggone flabbergasted. I
Yeah,
took a flight, um, an early morning flight, to come
yeah,
to a retreat. And
yeah.
I was hangry because I couldn't find a place. And it's
But
just
hang
like,
different.
yeah, man. I was like, I ain't no little dude. I gotta eat. I gotta feed this machine. It took a lot to look like this, and that's
You crazy.
sad. And so, but I mean, but I get up here, man, and it's just like, I'm on this. this facility, it has like 700 or so acres, yo, and it's like
Yeah,
trails and stuff out here. And it's just like I was telling them, like just getting away like this is good
yeah,
for me. I think I need this reset because with a lot of things that are going on, not just with the summit, but personally and professionally, I think both of us we've been busier. It's just like it seems like one or both of us always has a meeting, or we're doing a workshop, or we're doing a webinar, or we're doing our seeing our clients, or you're doing an art show, or we're in weddings, or we have to do this. And it's just like therapists need time to take a break too.
yeah.
Like therapists need time to take a break too. And it's just like we I think both of us are really good at practicing what we preach. And it's just like we don't just say, hey, self-care, and just don't do self-care on our own. Like this right here, this retreat right now is self-care for me. This is one of those things where I get to pour into Blaze for a change.
Mm-hmm,
And I get to do things that Blaze enjoys with other like-minded people who
mm-hmm.
enjoy the same types of things. And it's just like I can only imagine what's going to happen after I get home from this retreat and what we start doing after that, bro. It's just,
Oh yeah, it's rolling.
yeah,
It's rolling.
yeah.
That showed me that two sides to it. Two sides to it. The self-care thing is very important, right? Like really prioritizing it is very important. Like I'm really going fishing today. Like I'm gonna make that a thing.
Yes.
So I don't know the last time I went fishing by myself, but I guess another part of what you're saying is, or what I grabbed is like relationships. Going from what we talked about before, excuse me, relationships have to uh have to be prioritized, right? And it's like I'm not saying one person is more important than the other, but like you're I guess I'm looking at it from the angle of investing in relationships has to be prioritized. Like if you really gonna be in a person's life or whatever the relationship is, it's intentional in a way,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Because like you said, we busy, like you doing this, I'm doing this, like we running boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
But you really have to make it like forget the business, like forget the summit, like forget that. Like if we rocking for real, like you my guy and I just care about how you feeling, gotta make time to call.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm saying that too, like talking to myself or whoever is listening, like, yeah,
Yeah.
things are prioritized. It's hard as I don't know what, but
It is.
that's
It
what it
is.
is.
And like that's the thing too, is like think about everything that we just said, right? Like the
Mm-hmm,
self-care and taking care of ourselves and being sure that we do this. What self-care looks like, that's not just mental health, that's physical health as well,
for
right?
sure, homie.
Right. Yes. So we bring this full circle. Like, yo, that's why we're doing this Black Father Summit, yo. This is like one, Black fathers aren't celebrated very often, you know.
Mm-hmm,
Um, it's just like, we have it's the stereotype that we're not present and that, we're on drugs or in jail or just
mm-hmm.
deadbeats. We don't care about our kids and stuff. And it's just like all that's untrue. So what we're doing is we are celebrating Black fathers who are involved in their kids' lives and, even soon to be fathers, who are in their children's lives and who are making these impacts and who are, whether you're a single father, whether you're married, whether you're divorced, or however you do it, we want you to come. We want you to come and
Mm-hmm.
be a part of this. And the part about us self-care, the unfortunate part is, yes, we're present, but we do not take care of ourselves like we should.
Why do you think that is?
Well, it's a number of different things, right? It could be a number of different things. So you think about it as, you know, we're supposed to be providers, but we're never taught to show emotion. You can be happy, but you're not allowed to be sad. And then because if you are showing emotions or showing feelings, it's like one, what do they say? Oh, you sassy. You sassy now for say for
Yeah,
expressing yourself. What?
yeah,
But then you wonder why your partner, your husband, your boyfriend, or whomever, your spouse, don't know how to communicate with you, who don't open up.
yeah,
Or you wonder why you wonder why we don't know how to, you know, how to open up about what's really bothering us, because we weren't allowed to. We weren't, we didn't have a space. How many times I know I can be told, yeah, I remember growing up, don't big boys don't cry. Stop crying before I give you something to cry about.
yeah.
Like you just whooped me with a switch. That ain't nothing to cry. I got welts all up and down my legs and I'm bleeding. I'm supposed to,
It looked like I just ran through the woods.
yeah, I'm supposed to suck that up. What's worse than that? And then it's just like,
Boy,
and then it's just like, not only that, you think about like funerals and stuff, and you see like your uncles and fathers and all this kind of stuff. They're stoic because that's what they've been taught, you know, and that's one of those things that we pass down for generation to generation. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. There's a just a plug because I like I don't know, when I think of stuff, I enjoy like meeting people or whatever, like seeing stuff that they do and relating it. But somehow I thought about it's not all black and I think it's just not all black and white. I hope I'm not getting this wrong, but curated by Leticia Thomas, amazing photographer. But there are a few a few photographers in this show. Like it's a show about photography, but everybody's in there super dope. Uh, but anyway, I say that to say to talk about emotion and conveying emotion. That's an exhibit that's actually going to be at the Durham Art Guild, and you'll be able to see that on view. So black and white photos, that sort of thing. That's going to be I forget the exact date, but do your Googles, Instagram, all that other kind of stuff.
so
But
and that
it's oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
no, keep going, dude.
Oh.
You on fire. I'm tracking.
Now I was gonna say it's interesting too how when we're not able to talk about these things, we're not able to feel these things, right? But when we get older and become men, whether it be the workforce, a marriage, I don't know, whatever it is, it's like, oh, now you have to like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
Like, why can't you communicate? How come you can't communicate? Or um, why didn't why don't you? Not saying this is my issue, but
Yeah.
why don't you? How come you can't hold me like that? Or why don't you touch me? Or
Ooh.
uh, why when another guy confronts you in a certain way, it's like you take defense or whatever
Yeah. Yeah.
because you were never taught we were never really allowed to let that out, and now as adults you have to. So
Right.
now it's like it's weird because now all of a sudden you got to unlearn some stuff and learn some new stuff, and we frustrated, and
Mhm.
nobody understands why the man is mad. Like,
Yep.
yo, going through a
Yep.
bunch of stuff. You telling me to at however old to break down everything that I was taught before?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Come
And
on now.
yeah, and it's a lot. And then the thing about it is we look at it and we can't be angry because if we're angry, then we're an angry black man. And then not just that, anger is just like it's such a surface level emotion, and it's like so many things up under that anger, but we get even more upset because we don't know how to put words to what we're actually feeling.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
like that's the thing. But you know what we can do? It's like, all right, let me put these dukes up, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know what the deal is. We're gonna go from there, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know who a punk is after this.
You know when what really made me tap into that, like those thoughts, was having my son, like my
Mm,
firstborn Stone,
mm,
right? And like kids being kids, like tantrums and all the stuff. And I'm like, why am I upset that he's acting like that? Granted, some behaviors aren't acceptable,
Right.
but how we deal with stuff and why we're even bothered by stuff is another conversation, right? So I'm like, why am I bothered by that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's some emotions that him dealing with that. You fighting your own inner, like that whole childhood situation in yourself. Like you weren't allowed to do that, or
Mm-hmm.
not even allowed to do that. You don't understand what he's feeling right now. You're confused yourself, so now you're upset
Mm-hmm.
because you
And
don't know how to communicate. I don't get what you're saying. So there's like a barrier in language. It's like if you're speaking Spanish and I have no idea how to. You're saying something and I
that's
can't,
yes.
right?
That's a brilliant analogy.
Ain't that brilliant?
That's a brilliant analogy. Man, take the credit. Take the credit. It's okay. It's a brilliant
But
analogy.
it's like that, man. He's breaking down, having the whole tantrum, and I'm like, I don't like it. Cause shoot, you might be in a store or something, or it might be in the house somewhere, and it's not time to, cause you're trying to do something else. You on the phone, but what is this kid really dealing with? And
Yeah.
we don't have the. Oh man, can I go? All right, check this out. Right,
Yeah.
so I'm looking at this book. I might go back here. I don't know. Bring me
That's
back
okay.
if you need
All
to.
right, I got you. I got
So
you. I'll reel you in.
I'm checking. All right, I'm checking out this book, and I forget the name of it, but it's about memory, like memory and art and all this other kind of stuff. But I'm thinking of doing a project on it. But the thing is, all the things that we do, like our habits and all that, are just memories, right? You can't do something unless there's some memory tied to it. Like, how do you walk?
Hmm, hmm,
How do you breathe? Like, how do you do things? Just like what you just did, your
hmm.
thumb on your face. What would we call that though? Muscle what?
Muscle memory. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So I guess what I'm saying is to when there's a, and I don't even know if I haven't talked about this. I'm just thinking when there's a breakdown in communication with people, I guess specifically like let's say a child or something like that, that memory of doing it a different way, I don't think is really there may be like some breakdown there. Like
Hmm.
you haven't experienced this situation in that way yourself. So how do you know how to treat it?
Ooh, you know what? This would be an excellent breakout session at the Black Father Summit, Lamar. I think that would be
Is
an
that making
excellent
sense
topic.
though?
Yeah, it does. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that'll be, I think that is something that a lot of us we don't really consider when it comes to that. It's like, yo, what happens? And it's just like we don't take the time to look at how we were raised and the things that we experience, how that influences how we parent, especially if your father wasn't in the picture. You know what I mean? So, and this is like this different types of things, and it's not just the mental health aspect that we're going to be talking about, y'all. We're going to be going out. We're going to be talking about the physical thing too, because you got to think about it. No black men don't deal with their mental health. You know what black men don't deal with either? Their physical health. You know what? We are more likely to have high blood pressure, diabetes, sickle cell anemia, and prostate cancer.
Mm.
We're more likely to have all of those things. So one of the things that we're actually going to be doing is we're going to have blood pressure screenings and diabetes screenings at the Black
Mm-hmm.
Father Summit. All the stuff's going to
Mm-hmm.
be free for y'all who register. This is
Mm.
the stuff that we're working on getting prostate cancer screenings done as well. And like that's the stuff, yo. It's like so we're like, there's no excuse. Like you can pop up. And did I say this was gonna be free? Because it's gonna be free for y'all. We want y'all to
Big
show
time.
up.
Big time.
That's what it is like we want you to come up here. We're going to address these things. We're gonna have vendors come through. The only thing you have to pay for is if you buy stuff from the vendors. And the stuff that they're selling, you're going to want to buy it.
For
So
sure.
so
For
like
sure.
that's the stuff because it's stuff that's going to benefit you. We want you to show up and get these tools so you can be around as long as possible, not just for your children, but for you.
Right, right. Because
Not yes.
life is beautiful, man. Like like life is too beautiful to. like we never not to cut you, but we
Yeah.
don't like of course we don't know when we're gonna kick the bucket or whatever, right? Or how that's gonna happen. But I think this whole thing is about the quality of life, right? Like if you're gonna live it, like live it feeling good, like live it
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
cool stuff. Like why not? Cause
Yeah.
that's like struggle, man. I mean, we've seen it. We've been a part of stuff. Like junk's hard. So if it's gonna be hard, and shoot, I'm even talking to myself about the working out part. Like if it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be hard either way.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
choose one for real.
Yeah. 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 That's what they said. I had this conversation with someone yesterday, and there was just like, all this stuff, the fact that we don't take care of ourselves, we're gonna pay for it one way or another.
For real.
We're gonna pay for it either, by getting the help that we need, or we're gonna pay for it by not being here anymore.
Right.
And so why not invest in you? Why not invest in your health? Why not invest in yourself? Because I mean, again, going back to this retreat, this is me investing in myself. I know this is going to benefit me, which is
Yeah.
also going to this is going to make me a better father. This is going to make me a better therapist. This is going to make me a better Blaze for anyone who
Hmm.
comes in contact with me.
Hmm. Hmm.
And like that's the thing. So, hopefully if you register for the summit, you come in, you're going to learn some stuff that's going to help you be a better father, be a better husband, be a better partner, be a better son, be a better nephew, be a better uncle, be a better whatever. When it comes
Just
to
person, overall human.
yeah. And it's just like we want to be able to provide this for you. We want to be able to provide this for you. So, it's we're I guess I should tell them how to register, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
So, and I'll post it in the show notes as well. If you go to www.blackfatherssummit.com, you can register that way. If you want to sponsor us, we'd love to help you be a sponsor. And, it's a form for sponsors as well. Or if you don't want to be a sponsor, you could just donate a little something. We got something
Little
for that.
change.
A little change. Little change. Every bit helps. You know, every bit helps. And yes, we're gonna feed you too.
Yeah,
So we gonna feed you too. So all these things are going down, yo. It's just like we're doing everything that we can to be sure that we have everything that we can present to you all to just benefit you that much more.
for sure.
So Lamar, tell
What's
these
up?
folks
What's
how
up?
to find you, bro. Tell them how to find you. Tell them how to find you.
Man, I am in these streets. Um LamarWhidbee.com, um, Afro underscore Picasso on IG. Let me see. What's Facebook? I think it's my name, Lamar Whidbee. But oh yeah, and with that too, with my website, you can check out art stuff. Oh, email me too. Contact@lamarwhidbee.com.
Tell them about your book, son. Tell them about your book.
Oh, I forget all that. 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe. That's a book with the square breathing technique that I wrote with my son. Yeah, trying to keep him homeboy is active, man. Yeah, homeboy he moves. And then just being a parent, like I think it's beneficial to be able to go over stuff like that with your children. Cause for real, like while they're reading it, you're doing it yourself.
Yes,
So I think it's cool to be able to practice mindfulness and different things like that with your children.
no doubt,
Yeah,
no doubt.
it's hard, but
It is. It is. It is. That's one of the things I think I do with both of mine too. You know, we one of those things like with Gracie especially. Gracie doesn't know like when she gets really angry and frustrated, it's tough for her to put her stuff into words. So
mhm.
I say, okay, baby, if you just need to let's take a breath.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, now say what you want to say. And she gets really frustrated. I was like, okay, what do you need to do? It's like she can't put it into words. So I'll just let her scream in her pillow and just like let it all out. because
Yeah, that's
sometimes
the one screaming the pillow.
yeah, so she'll get into a pillow and she'll scream and she'll let all that stuff out, and it's just like she feels a whole lot better after that. Or she'll say, "Dad, I don't want you to touch me right now. I just need to be
Yeah,
alone." And
yeah,
like I given her the space to do that, and she
yeah,
feels a whole lot better. You know,
yeah.
even with my son, it's like my son will tell me he'll come in one time, I'll know something's wrong because it's like he has a look on his face. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll pull him to the side. I say, I'll let him talk, and he'll just like do whatever. He'll cry, he'll break down, he'll say whatever's going on with him, and we'll work through it. I don't judge him. I don't give him a hard time. And it's like I don't yell at him because like that's what was done to me. Is like, I can't feel these things. I can't tell you that something's wrong because you expect me to be strong all the time. And it's just like I can teach my kids the same values and the same morals that I came up with, but I don't have to teach them the same way. I don't have to raise my hand to them. I don't have to raise them to fear me. I can raise them to respect me, but I don't want to.
There's a difference.
Big difference. That's a big difference. I don't want them to resent me because they think that I don't care about them because I don't never ask about them. I just, if I just beat them and beat them and beat them, and then say, "Let's go. You want to go to McDonald's?" or whatever. You know what I mean? Or buy them this expensive shirt. Here's a shirt. But I don't
Yeah,
ever say, I'm sorry for what I did or sorry for making you feel that way.
yo, I'll probably you can cut this if you want to. There was a I forget where it came from. I forget where it came from. God, I wish I remember. But God, I wish I remember where this came from. But dude was like, and I hope it ain't like somebody crazy that I'm getting this from too. Golly, she get for quoting stuff. But homeboy was like, it was talking about showing you like, do you love your kids, right? And dude was like, and the other guy was like, yeah, I love my kids, right? And then it was like, so why are you whooping them, right? And he was like, oh, I think this was Cam. This might have been Cam Newton. I forget. It was something like that. I'm paraphrasing. He was like, why you whipping them? You say you love them, right? So then he was like, so if you hit, what do you say? It was like, so if you hitting women, you love them too, like that.
Mm,
It was something
mm,
like that, something like that. So it's
mm,
like, how do you not? Oh yeah, that's what it was. And it was the guy was like, he was like, so you hit on your woman and tell her. He was like, I don't hit my woman. He was like, so how you hit them kids and tell them you love them after you do that? Like, what's
mm,
different?
mm,
So I
mm.
think growing up, how we grew up, it's a learned behavior, man. And then dealing like being the parent to be able to control that, like to get to a point where it's like you said, you can actually have a conversation and going back to those tantrums that we were talking about earlier, to be able to do that and communicate that, that's a discipline within yourself that take like a if you come from that for real, yeah, that's like to be able to talk to your children like a person and not like they're beneath you and to earn that respect and not fear. Like it's a difference, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A huge difference.
Yo, so listen, this is just a portion of what you're going to get at the Black Father Summit, y'all. Like for real. Like we need you to register. Blackfathersummit.com. That's where you're going to go to register. I didn't even talk about if you want to present therapists,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
therapists or social workers or people who work in this field, even if you're a healthcare worker and you want to actually present, there's a call to present on the page as well. So, submit your proposal. We'll look over and we'll pick and choose who's going to be there. We're going to have breakout sessions all day. We're going to have two sessions going on at a time. And then we'll have during lunch, we'll have a speaker speak during lunch. And then we'll have time for vendors, and then we'll also have, you know, breakout sessions at the end of the day. So if you want to present, be sure to present. If you want to donate, donate. If you want to sponsor, we'd love to have you.
yeah.
We love to have you. So blackfatherssummit.com.
There you
August
go.
August 24th at the Southeast Raleigh YMCA. Lamar, I want to say thank you, bro, for coming up here. Thank you for working with me. Thank you for,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, being helping me. We're pulling this thing off. We're gonna do this
Yeah,
thing. We're gonna do this thing right.
for
So,
sure. We all a
um,
work in progress, man, in whatever way. So it's cool to be able to do that together and help other men do the same thing.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we look forward to seeing y'all on August 24th. Remember that you are loved, you are valued, you are dope as hell. We'll see you on the next go round. Peace.